back of this courtyard throughout the day. Here in Abobo, a neighborhood in Côte d'Ivoire's economic capital Abidjan, they are called germs. And there are many of them, several hundred between the ages of 10 and 20, and they're in street gangs. Many are under the influence of drugs and are homeless. When night falls, groups of them head out and rob people with knives. They scream at you. They look at you like you're nothing. They're not scared of you. We've got to keep them occupied.
They're our brothers, they're our children. That hurts me sometimes when they look at you like that in the streets. You can die. Dad's not there, mom's not there. They're in charge of the whole family.
The state must do something for us. We can't do any more. If we don't get some help, there's nothing more we can do. They are the children of the crisis that ravaged Côte d'Ivoire for over 10 years. And today, their parents feel helpless. I'm a parent of germs. When I see them in the street, I want to kill them. But when I think, they're my children, it really hurts. It's my fault. I didn't have anything. Nothing. If you don't have anything, the children get like that. That's the problem. This boy, Ahmed, has returned home after a long absence. In the street, he was called Adama Machete. A local NGO called Vivre Ensemble, or Live Together in English, helped him get off the streets. I don't mug people anymore. That's over. That's prohibited. I don't rob people anymore. That's finished. That's prohibited. I want to go to school now. Despite some success, street kids are growing in number in Abidjan. In addition to Abobo, the Yopougon and Atikube districts also have large numbers of the so-called germs, and local residents are calling on the state to do something.
It is a perfect deal that leaves all sides comfortable with the arrangement. The U.S. government agreed in principle to release 5 Taliban prisoners at Gitmo. On the other hand, the Afghan government also released a U.S. Marine who was in detention in Kabul for at least 5 years. This arrangement was facilitated by the Qatari government. Details in this CFI report.
Sergeant Bo Bergdahl, the only American soldier captured by the Taliban, was finally released after 5 years in captivity in exchange for 5 Taliban prisoners held at Guantanamo prison in Cuba.
I'm a prisoner. I want to go home. You know, the men, Afghanistan men who are in our prisons, they want to go home too.
At the White House, U.S. President Barack Obama, joined by the parents of Bergdahl, announced the news of Bo's liberation.
This morning, I called Bob and Janny Bergdahl and told them that after nearly 5 years in captivity, their son Bo is coming home.
The prisoner swap is seen by some as a chance to kickstart the peace process in Afghanistan. A U.S. official said Washington had been using diplomacy to free Bergdahl since late 2010. There was no direct contact between the Taliban and the U.S., but messages were passed by Qatari officials. The final deal reached has been met with mixed reactions.
Happiness, happy for the family, proud of our government for caring about the citizens and getting him back home and uniting him with his family.
We are concerned about these kinds of deals. Such issues can cause insecurity and fighting. It will be a big challenge for the Afghan security forces that are ill-equipped and have no air support.
Bergdahl was captured on the 30th of June in 2009 in Paktika province. After 13 years of fighting in Afghanistan, he has been the only American prisoner of war. Following a period of reintegration, he will be sent to Texas, where he will then be reunited with his family and friends.
We now take our second break. The weather report is next. Welcome back, and it's now time for the weather report from the Central Forecast Office.
The source assures us of a continuous flow and from there, everything follows. And for those of us who know what the River Gambia stands for, understanding its sustainability in all aspects of life is easily confirmed. The River Gambia provides nutritious delicacies as food, while it provides its wildlife a balanced ecosystem. This river, as a sanctuary, is committed to its inhabitants' needs without ceasing. And as you travel along, all these values are replicated in one company, Elton, just like the River Gambia, leads in its commitment to values that matter most. Elton, championing the vision for a new generation.
Hello, we've experienced rain over some parts of the country. We now take a look at the satellite image showing convective clouds over the Gulf of Guinea states and central parts of Africa. Tonight, the weather will continue to be cloudy with chances of rain over places, and over the West Coast region tomorrow, the weather is expected to be partly cloudy and relatively cool in the morning, becoming warm in the afternoon. And over the rest of the Gambia, the weather is expected to be partly cloudy and humid, becoming warm in the afternoon. Winds will be easterly in direction, 10 to 20 kilometers per hour. Minimum temperatures will be 22 degrees over Greater Banjul and West Coast, 23 degrees over North Bank and Lower River, and 24 degrees over Central and Upper River regions respectively. Maximum temperatures will be 30 degrees over Greater Banjul, 34 degrees over West Coast, 36 degrees over North Bank, 39 degrees over Lower River, and 40 degrees Celsius over Central and Upper River regions respectively. Low tides with 0.4 meter at 6:17 a.m. and at 7 p.m. and high tide will be 1.4 meter at 12:36 a.m. and 1.6 meter at 12:54 p.m. The sun will rise at 6:34 in the morning and sets at 19:30 in the evening. Thank you for joining us.
And before we take leave of you, a quick reminder of the day's top stories. Calls for holistic economic integration between Banjul and Dakar are intensifying as prominent Senegambians rekindle memories of the 80s. A renowned economics turned president, Grts, has profiled the new Bissau-Guinean president as Gambians warm up in calm anticipation for the visit of Jose Mario Vaz in Banjul. Burkina Faso opposition figures are blowing the whistle ahead of advanced plans by President Blaise Compaoré to amend the constitution to extend his 27-year-old reign. An tic-for-tac move between U.S. and Afghan government officials saw the release of a U.S. Marine and 5 Taliban prisoners at Gitmo. That was all in this edition of the news, but join us at 10 for another bulletin.
West Coast,